Welcome to Violet Light Tarot. This is the July 2020 predictions for Scorpio. This is for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and of course cross-watchers are always welcome. Today we have a bit of a different setup. We're going to go ahead and do a single reading for all of the Scorpio audience. Take what resonates. Leave out what doesn't. Don't try and make anything fit. If something's not quite vibing with you, make sure to check the videos for your other natal chart signs. And yeah, if you're looking for an individual reading specific to you, check the description box below. You'll see a link to the store for purchase. And also, we're having a contest giveaway for the month of July. For just the prediction videos between now and July 10, if you comment and subscribe, so comment on this particular video, subscribe to the channel, and you'll automatically be entered for a random draw for a free personal reading. And again, that draw deadline is July 10. The draw will take place on the 12th, and the reading will take place for you around the 15th based on your own schedule and what questions you may ask. Okay, so again, we're going to do a single reading today. So I have the tarot deck for your actual sort of message, 3 across, 3 clarifying. We're going to do the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle for your healing messages, energy message, and what shadows you may be dealing with or need to look out for the month of July. So Scorpio, how have you been? I'm pausing as if you're going to answer me. If you're Canadian, happy belated Canada Day from the 1st. And if you're American, happy 4th of July / Independence Day. I'm not sure what the actual salutation is for that particular. I've kind of heard it both ways, so. Oh. Okay, so we're starting out for you. We have the Ace of Swords in reverse. We have the 4 of Cups upright. And we have the Sun upright. So there's a delay with regard to some kind of new communication that was meant to come to you is being delayed, or a truth that was meant to that you were meant to receive is being delayed or has been delayed. Oops. Nope. These 3, not you. You I kind of just dropped, but these 3 actually flew out. Oh, there's 4 here. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's good. So we have the Death card, which is literally the card of Scorpio. Always good to see. So that's your upright message as well. That's to clarify the Ace of Swords in reverse. The Star in reverse to clarify the 4 of Cups. And the Wheel of the Year, or the Wheel of Fortune, is going to clarify the Sun. You also have an overall energy, I'm just throwing this out there as well, you have an overall message of the 4 of Wands. Upright. I'll put this over here as well. So what I'm seeing for you, Scorpio, for July is that there was some kind of change, some kind of, something came to an end, something that was, whether it was something to do with friendship, whether it was something to do with a personal cycle, a job, a relationship, something came to an end that caused you to not receive some kind of truth. So I don't know if maybe it's going to be one of either 2 options depending on the person who's hearing this. It's either going to be that because you weren't receiving the truth, or you found out that you weren't receiving the truth, you ended the relationship of whatever type it happened to be, or you ended the relationship and never actually got the truth of what actually was taking place and where the other person or parties were coming from. It has caused you, however, it's caused you to become partly forlorn. You're very, very sort of fixated on what's been lost at this time, and it's actually causing you to lose hope. Oddly enough, the good news is, and there is good news. I know it sounds really weird, but there is good news to this. The wheel of fortune, or the wheel of the year, is in the upright, and so is the sun. So by the end of July, I really think, especially considering you've also got the Four of Wands, that whole situation is going to really turn around for you. You may be in this right now. This could be where you're at, where you started the month of July, where you're feeling at the moment or throughout the month, but you're really coming out of that, and the sun is like the be-all end-all of happiness. You really are going to have that sort of happy moment. The Wheel of Fortune being upright tells me that everything is actually moving in your favor at this time, and the Celebration card, which can either be a wedding card or it can be just literally a celebration card. For some of you, it could be a wedding, yay. That is actually taking place, that maybe something didn't quite work out here, or you didn't get the answer you were hoping, but you didn't know why. And so you're now kind of stuck in this lost hope feeling. But by the end of the month, you will realize that everything was a certain way. You'll get that response that you were meaning to get, and you'll actually get the explanation of why the person may have said no to your proposal, or why something had to be cut off or canceled, that kind of thing. It doesn't have to be a wedding. This whole scenario can also apply to business. It can apply to, I don't see any actual pentacles except for the one with the Wheel of Fortune, but it can apply to that. Or a friendship. So it could be that you were feeling very neglected in a relationship, or like a friendship, or feeling as if you were alone in a situation, feeling like you weren't noticed. And the truth was that the other people were busy, and people do get busy with their own lives and they have things, or they were busy planning something, maybe planning an event for you as well. In some instances, I can see that happening as well, which is kind of like, I know it's very Disney, but the idea that you were feeling very kind of neglected and forgotten, which has led you to feel like nobody's paying attention to you. But it turns out everything's actually okay, because they were like literally in the midst of planning this big event where they were actually trying to show you gratitude, show you love, and really celebrate you. So what we have for your healing, oops, way too many. What we have for your healing message for the month. Okay. The crystal cards are getting a little lively, people. Oh. The crystal cards are getting a little lively. I'm just going to say. It's way too lively. Okay, fine. You do get two. You're supposed to have two cards. That's all there is to it. So we have Rhodochrosite, or the number 45. And we also have Menelite, or the number 40. So for these, I do have to look at the book because the deck is really new to me. So bear with me for a sec. I'll just look up what these actually mean for you. So the Menelite, there it is, Menelite. The Wise Feminine. Interesting. You are an immortal soul who is an embodiment of the Wise Feminine. Granted, if you're a male watching, it's an energy, not an actual gender clarification. Go deep into yourself to find your connection to Mother Earth. Put aside fear and remember that transitions are necessary prerequisites for growth. So remember that putting an end to things is literally a transition from one state to another. And you have the transition card, so literally a wheel, right? Okay, so it's actually literally a warning right now. To move would not be beneficial now. Nurture yourself and bide your time. So this is literally telling you that while you're sitting being unhappy and losing hope, do not move. Like, don't, if this is a situation where you've kind of given up on a relationship or given up on people, don't move on to somebody else, don't move on to, like, don't completely give up on them, because they are coming back. There is something that you're not hearing, not receiving from this particular instance. So your healing insight for this particular card is maturation is a process of growing wiser. The soul and the heart do not age. There you go. Okay. And this makes sense. The rhodochrosite is the heart reviver. Okay. Reviving. Deep down you feel alienated, unloved, and unappreciated. I mean, how can we not get? How do you not find this awesome? You're in a state of bad. I get it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sort of celebrate your unhappiness and your pain. I'm more celebrating the fact that everything is coming together in your spread in such a way that it all literally becomes one message. So again, deep down you feel alienated, unloved, and unappreciated. A history of irrational fears and paranoia and unacceptable emotions need to be acknowledged and transformed. Time for a change of viewpoint. Begin to seek the gifts in your experiences rather than seeing the negative effects. So begin to see the gifts, and not only the experiences, but the people as well. The healing insight is releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being. So that's from the Healing Oracle at this time. I'm going to do your energy for the month as well. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So your energy is literally woman holding a heart. Whether this is you or the other person that you have been dealing with, that tells you exactly what I was saying. So literally, we're coming around to this. The truth is that whoever this person is, they actually do have feelings for you. They actually do care. Or the other people that are involved in the situation do care about you. You haven't been forgotten. You haven't been left out. You are actually truly cared for. It's just a matter of people getting busy, people becoming not obsessed, but becoming concerned with their own stuff, or maybe even concerned with the plans that they're trying to make for you, not seeing that they're not paying attention to you. They're so focused on, oh, they're gonna love this. Scorpio's gonna love this party. It's gonna be the greatest thing ever. It's, they're gonna see how much we love them, but they're not seeing that while they're planning this and while they're so excited about this party and really kind of just so on what's gonna happen then, like in the future, that right now they may be leaving you out of things. So you may be calling them and saying, hey, do you want to hang out? And because they're busy with plans or busy with trying to do things, or maybe even distracted with like hiding the surprise from you, they're inadvertently making you feel as if you're not part of the group anymore or part of the relationship anymore. And it's not intentional. It's absolutely not intentional. Remember, Scorpio, as part of your sign, you do have an occasion at times to have a bit of an all or nothing perspective on things. So when you feel as if a love isn't there or an affection isn't there, sometimes you close off automatically. And I really feel that part of what's going on right now is that it's like your Scorpion default setting sort of thing. I'm just going to do your shadow card. This is going to tell what any kind of underlying issue may be, or a concern that you may have that you haven't explored yet. It could also have something to do with energies from outside as well. Okay. So what I have is Arnemesia and with integrity. Okay. So integrity as a shadow is an odd one to play with, because being somebody with integrity is supposedly always supposed to be a good thing. But remember, like I said, that what you're experiencing right now and what you've been experiencing, where you're thinking that people are withholding the truth from you or hiding things from you, so you're feeling as if there's some issues with integrity with regard to the people you're dealing with, which is causing you to sort of cut them off, as it were, and making you feel very alone right now. Remember sort of how they are overall. So recently they may have been acting a little bit differently than they normally would. Recently they've been sort of keeping you at bay. Like I said, I'm really seeing this as being something that's meant to be a plan for something for your good. And they're just unfortunately not seeing that they're leaving you out of that plan is making you feel a little bit uneasy at this time. So remember to look at their integrity and the integrity of the relationship you have with them as an overall view. How have they been for as long as you've known them? And is this kind of before you really decide to completely walk away from someone, really look at, is this something new that's changed? And is there really something else that's behind it? Because their integrity and your integrity have always been steady. It's been an even number. It's been like whatever that level is has always been the same until this particular moment. So take that into consideration and just sort of hold off on making any absolute final decisions until you really have that instance. Give it time, give it patience, and I think you'll see that it's going to end up being for a really good reason. Okay? So this is what I have for you, Scorpio, for July of 2020. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for clicking on the play button and spending time today. It's been really wonderful. Please try and have a really good time this month. I'm really hoping that you allow yourself to get to that point where you get to celebrate with your friends. And yeah. See you next time. Bye for now.